Hi there, it's Mike with Avantech. I'm going to show in our IoT platform how the analytics module can be used for looking at interval-based data from your sensors. So the first thing here, I just have this dashboard. I created some of this in other demos. And this chart down here just displays live data from my power meter. And what I want to do is I want to use the analytics to actually look at mins and maxes of that data set over a time period. So I'm not only looking at kind of the current value, but actually see more of the range of the data. So I'm going to go over to the analytics page and I'm going to set up and create that in here. So I've got this one created, a weekly summary I've called it, and you can add your own widgets. And this weekly summary is a chart. You can display analytics either tabular in a table or as a chart. So I'm going to keep this as a chart. And then I want to look at recent data. So it's always going to be refreshed with the most recent, in this case, 7 days. And you have the option to choose whatever interval or time ranges you like. And then within that 7 days, I am going to make data points based on this 15-minute interval. And you can see this in my chart. So all of the data shows 3 parameters. When I add a device, and I'll just show you how this could be added if I were adding another power meter and a sensor, you can grab the total apparent power. And then we've got, a minimum, a maximum, and an average value that you can display for that graph if you want to add that in. So if I just wanted to look at my max values, I could add that sensor and it'll only show here, you can see as a maximum. But of course, if I put min and max in there as a sensor, you'll get more of the range. And so min, max, and average is what I meant, sorry. So if I put both of these on here and save that as my weekly summary for those 2 power meters, I can come back and edit that, of course, but now this is a preset that is available for this weekly summary analytics module. So what I want to do now is go back to my dashboard, and instead of displaying this power meter here with this chart of just the live data, I'm going to get rid of that and I'm going to add in my analytics module instead. And so I'm just going to shrink that down so it can fit, and I'm going to select that same preset, make that my default, and save that into my dashboard. I'm just going to size that up a little bit so they fit full screen. And that's all it takes. So now instead of looking at just the live parameter, I can actually see the range between my min, average, max of each of these 2 power meters. If I just want to show one more item, I can also edit these widgets from here directly, so I don't have to go back to the analytics. That just lets you view things full page. But I can edit it directly here as well. And if I modify this from a chart and change it to a table of data, I could view it in that way. So with the table of data, you've got all the same parameters. And in this case, there's, a full week or 30 days of data. And so there's a lot more data than you may want to show in a table. You could minimize this down to just the most recent. And so I'm going to do that. I'm going to say, well, let's just look at the last hour of data with 15-minute intervals, or maybe 4 hours of data. So if I save that, now you're seeing that there's only a couple of parameters needing to display, and again, you get the full range. With the tabular data, you can export these to Excel, and you can export just to a PDF file. So either one, once you open those up, it just outputs that so you could easily share that or send it to somebody as a simple exported file. So that's the analytics, and of course, you can create multiple presets and set things up however you like to view them. I'm just going to set this back to a longer time period. We'll go over 24 hours, or we'll look at 7 days of data with hourly intervals. So however you like to set it up, you save that with your dashboard. And as with any dashboards, you can share those, make them available to other people. Hope that gives you a good idea of a bit of what the interval analytics can be used for. And another video, I'll show how to use that with making a report out of it so that you can actually get it delivered to you via email.